Today's video is for anybody who's considering either buying a custom home or even considering building their own custom dream home. And today we're at our latest listing, and I'm going to take you through a tour of the property, but I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of talking about certain features like you typically see in a property tour, I'm going to be pointing out certain things that are specific about this house that differentiate it both from the resale value at the very end and also from the cost of construction and the impact that it's going to have on the cost of construction. This way, if you're considering building, you'll have a really good idea of some of the things you may want to include or maybe avoid, but at the same time, if you're considering buying, here's a really great way of actually using this as a tool to evaluate what you're buying and how much you're willing to pay for what you're actually seeing out there. Welcome to our latest listing at 235 Linden Avenue. So we're going to take you through a property tour, and we're really going to focus on the things that make this house very unique and how it impacts the resale value and how it also impacts the cost of construction. So the very first thing is that this house is a bungalow loft. It's just under 3,100 square feet. You're going to have 2 bedrooms on the main floor. For example, this room that you see over here, this is right now staged as an office, but to really utilize this for multiple purposes, there is a separate 3-piece washroom just there hidden in the back, and then you have a closet that could be used for a bedroom, or if you're using it for an office, great place for all your filing cabinets and printers and everything like that. So that, like I said, is considered, on the listings, considered a bedroom, but we do have another total of 4 bedrooms throughout the entire house. As we walk through the house, you'll also notice the staircase is a main staircase floor plan, and you're going to have a skylight at the very, very top, perfectly framing the entire staircase. But the thing I really want to show is when you come back here. So at the very back of the house is pretty much the entire common area of the house. And because this is a bungalow loft, you don't have a second story in the top. So what makes this really unique is that we're now being able to do the 13-foot ceilings, which makes this space very dramatic. Now, when you're building a bungalow loft, you got to remember you're going to have a much larger first floor footprint. And with a much larger first floor footprint, you have a much bigger foundation. You also have higher ceilings generally and a much larger roof. That is going to affect the cost per square foot easily on the cost of construction, and it also really affects the resale value, because from a resale value, when you have a bigger main floor, guess what happens? If you have a finished basement, you also have a much larger finished basement. So the total finished square footage and usable living space is much larger. So from resale, you're going to get obviously quite a bit more. Now, another really unique feature on this property that I like is that in a lot of custom homes, you'll see now people are using black windows. Generally, they'll have a black frame on the outside for the contrast, and in this case, black on the inside. But they stepped it up. Sometimes you'll actually see somebody use a much better quality window, such as a fiberglass window. But here, they actually used an aluminum window, which is a commercial grade aluminum window, and then it's a triple pane glass. The benefit of a triple pane glass is going to be that, one, from an insulation value, it's going to help keep the house a lot warmer in the winter and a lot cooler in the summer, and at the same time also give you a really nice density in terms of any noise from the outside. The other thing that I wanted to show you is that these windows are a European style window. So when I actually go to open up the window, they open up fully out of the way, and then at the very top, if I open this all the way back, you'll see they even have a retractable screen that's built directly into the window. And then from a security standpoint, when you close the window and you want to open it, now you can open it as a tilt. The benefit there is now you can actually leave the house, have all the windows open. You don't have to worry about somebody breaking in, because they're not going to be able to sneak through there. So now, I talked a lot about windows. Why? Again, it being a bungalow loft with 13-foot ceilings, you're going to see that the windows are much larger. So now we have a better quality window, triple pane, and then a much larger window. This has a huge impact in terms of the cost of construction, and also should translate to the resale value, right? Also, when you have higher ceilings, you'll also notice that the millwork is carrying from floor to ceiling. That's a lot more millwork, right? So all these different things that you see in this house, really, one is what creates that wow factor, but at the same time really has an impact in terms of the cost of construction as well as the resale value. Another really nice feature that they did here is you have a really nice open concept kitchen with all this available storage space, but in here they added through a pocket door, and by the way, all the pocket doors here are really nicely done. They all have your soft close, right? and then when you open them, you don't have to worry about them slamming. But this pantry here, it's great for storage, but more importantly, it's for your counter appliances. So things like your coffee makers and your toasters, blenders can all stay there, and you can hide them when you have your guests come over. Another thing that when you're looking at homes like this is when you look at floor space, you're also looking at outdoor living space. You notice there's a large covered porch across the back. That also is going to cost quite a bit more in terms of the cost of finishing. Then the smallest things that don't cost a lot, but really carry a lot of value, especially for the new homeowner, whether you're building for yourself or whether you're buying a house already done, is in behind this picture. This is where you'd have your TV. So out there, they've already put an outlet for your TV, but more importantly, on the bottom here, right, they've pretty much already thinking ahead. There's going to be, at the very bottom here, you're going to have a Cat 6, so for your networking. You also have an RG6 for basically a modem, depending on the service provider, and then multiple outlets. There's basically, 2 different wall outlets here for a total of 4 outlets for all your equipment. So very easy to come in and basically quickly put up your TV and all your equipment and not having to turn around and start drilling holes throughout the entire house. So now I'm going to take you through, again, being a bungalow loft, I'm going to take you through the master bedroom, which is on the main level. So as you come across this area here, this is where the 2 bedrooms are above us. So here we're now down to 10-foot ceilings. You're going to have a really nice mudroom with a stackable washer and dryer. Another nice feature, he's already ran. I'm just going to come back here real quick. I thought this was really clever. He left an access panel here so that you can access your shutoffs and also plug in your appliances really easily. He ran a separate gas line in case you ever want to put a gas dryer. Again, things that you normally would not see in a spec home, but really nice because it leaves it open to any particular buyer and their preferences. As you come across here, we're going into the master bedroom, and this is the master ensuite. I always like seeing how they finish this out. Things I personally look for is the shower. Is it a curbless shower? What kind of drain do they have? They have a trough drain here. They have obviously the shower bar, the shower, the rain head. It's heated floors, lots of cabinetry space. Now, this ensuite isn't huge, but it's very efficient in terms of its layout. One thing I think they did really nicely too is they didn't overdo it with tile. They basically used this black tile in a chevron pattern and created these 2 accent walls. It looks absolutely stunning. Now, same thing here, same pocket door with the same soft close. As we walk down the hall, you're gonna have a walk-in closet with all your organizers. And now we pop back into the back of the house, which is a private area, which is gonna be your master ensuite. And now, bang, we're back up to 13-foot ceilings. And if we swing around this way and you look at the back here, again, these massive same windows, there's going to be a ton of natural light. Nice thing about this lot too, there's a very mature lot, so you have a lot of privacy with these with these cedars that are obviously very mature across here in the back. So last thing, I'm not going to take you guys upstairs, but I'm going to take you downstairs to the basement because when you have a bungalow loft, as I mentioned, the basement is going to be a lot bigger, and I want to show you what these guys did with their basement. So down here in the basement, one really nice thing is it's going to be the height of the ceiling. So we're at 9-foot ceilings. This is one area I really wanted to have staged, but in the interest of time, we didn't get it staged because we wanted to get the house on the market, and it's such a large space, it would be very difficult to stage in a short period. So in here, it's really understanding the use of all this space, because otherwise it's just a waste of space. But what we have is on this section right here would be your media room. So this is where you have a really nice comfy couch with a nice area rug to really warm the place up. Maybe a big L-shape, massive windows with large window wells. Then this area here would be a sitting area where you have a table, like a round table and chairs, so the family can be playing board games, maybe even just having a quick snack or doing homework. Then they created a nice refreshment area, like a little bar area. So you have your wet bar sink, and then you have a beer fridge. So this fridge alone, we just had to replace one of my rental property. This was like $4,000 for this integrated fridge. So again, really high-end appliances throughout the house. Now, on this side, this would be typically your rec room area. So whether you get a pool table, ping pong table, really nice area more for gaming. And then across here, especially now with COVID, a lot of people want to be able to access a gym. So here, you easily put a glass wall with some glass doors, and then you have a massive gym with 9-foot ceilings and already have the outlets for your TV and throw some mirrors on the back. Now, if somebody wanted more bedrooms, they can easily build a wall here with a door and have a closet, and then they have an extra bedroom. We already have a beautiful bedroom suite in this corner. And I'm going to take a quick peek at it because I want you to see the size of this bedroom. Normally I wouldn't show you a bedroom in the basement, but look at the size of these windows. Look at the size of this bedroom. It has access to its own semi-private washroom, a huge walk-in closet. So this bedroom becomes more desirable in some cases than a bedroom on the second floor. Now, this is what's really impressive with this builder. So this builder is Iva Homes. All his houses are top notch. This house comes with a 7-year tear-on warranty. But watch this, when we come through, right? Never mind all the finishes, the trim and the millwork, but this is the mechanical room. This is typically where you walk in and you have concrete floors, really hard to clean. The walls are really never finished. The guy even puts baseboard and shoe mold and tiles, finishing off really, really clean. And if you come around this corner, you tell a lot about the builder and the construction and what they spent based on what they invest in the mechanical room. So here, if you look at the manifold system, you see how well laid out everything is, really easy. The other thing that the builder does is he always puts in, it's a kind of a signature thing, he always put a water filtration system, even though the water here is great in Burlington, but you have a water filtration system. All the wires in every single room for networking. I see houses for $5 million and there's no networking cable. It's crazy, but so every room is already completely wired. And even though the hot water tank here is a rental, he basically adds this system, and this is a recirc pump, and I love this because what it does, it takes the hot water and it puts it at the tap, so it's there pretty much 24/7, so you're not waiting a minute or 2 minutes to get hot water, it's almost instant. Now, with the furnace, it's always a premium furnace. He's using Lennox here, but more importantly, it's going to be the humidifier. When you have a house with this much hardwood and this much millwork, it's really important that you have the right humidity in the house, otherwise everything starts to shrink and crack. So, a typical humidifier could cost you a couple $100. This is just over $2,000. It's a steam humidifier. It's very efficient. It's also the quality air that you're breathing in. All right, so there's a lot of stuff that we covered, but I think if anything you can take from this video is that if you're planning on either buying a custom home, you want to work with a realtor that understands all these different features, the cost of construction, so that they can guide you and tell you that, you know what, that the house you're buying is worth the price that they're asking or the price that you're willing to pay. Secondly, even if you're going to buy a lot and build, I think it's really important that you have right expectations of what it's going to cost to build that home. So there's no surprises and you're getting the dream home within the price point that you can afford. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, whether it's by phone or whether it's going to be through any of these social media platforms. And until then, take care.